Make it down to the Thames to see London burning last night. We can show you what happened. Hundreds did, crammed onto the banks of the Thames to see a 120-metre sculpture burn. It was the culmination of a week to commemorate the anniversary of the Great Fire of London. Martin is here, an amazing sight.
Yeah, well, an amazing weekend, really, of, as you say, commemoration rather than celebration. 7 out of 10 people in London were made homeless by the Great Fire in 350 years ago in 1666. And this centrepiece last night at 8:30, this huge burning barge with this skyline, absolutely fantastic. And luckily, the weather held off, so it was dry enough that it could burn. It started slowly at first, but as anticipation grew on the banks of the Thames, the flames did gradually take hold of the 17th century wooden skyline. And once they had, there was no taking your eyes off it. The stunt was to commemorate 350 years since the Great Fire, which destroyed 3/4 of the city, causing £1 billion worth of damage in today's money, and left 70,000 people homeless.
So exactly here in Islington, this would have been packed with refugees.
Kate Williams is a historian who's been live tweeting the events of 1666 in real time.
At 8 p.m. in the Great Fire of London, a tiny ember got into the St Paul's roof, into the scaffolding, set the whole thing on fire. And by 8:30, the lead was melting down onto the streets. The whole place was fiery red, according to John Evelyn. So exactly the same time as we were watching that incredible, dramatic fire last night, that was when the Great Fire of London was at its height in the city, most terrifying, seemed completely unstoppable.
To show the direction the flames spread, a 2.5-mile long track of 23,000 breeze-block dominoes was set off on Saturday. Starting at Monument, where Thomas Farriner's bakery stood, the track split in 3 to reach the Gherkin, St Paul's and Barbican. Back to last night, and as the flames died down, if you look very closely, you can see another piece of history on the river. The fireboat Massey Shaw is a veteran of Dunkirk and the Blitz.
So these are the original engines from 80 years ago, but they can still do a pretty good job today, can't they?
They are. They're still able to pump a vast amount of water, 3,000 gallons a minute. So if you break that down, that's equivalent of filling up your normal bathtub in about 1/10 of a second.
Last night, she was called back into service for the first time since 1971.
Because of the wind, which did start to pick up during the actual course of the event itself, was throwing out what we call firebrands, small pieces of wood that was alight, and so we had to put up a curtain of water to stop that from spreading. It was thrilling to see, and to be up close to it was very impressive.
Yeah, he definitely got the best view in town, didn't he? Look, perfect conditions for those people down there to watch that fire. But this morning, a pretty miserable start to the working week.
It was. They'd have loved this start to the working week 350 years ago, because actually the fire was still going on today. It was the 4th day, but there was a change in wind direction, and that's what sort of finally slowed the spread down, and it all ended. For us today, 2016, it felt very much like the start of school, didn't it? That sort of miserable, we're getting into autumn. Fear not, though, because the weather is improving. And actually, by Wednesday and Thursday, it's looking rather nice.